What is up, YouTube? What is up, Giants fans? It is your boy Jay Dimes, and we are back at it with another New York Giants video. Back at it with another New York Giants banger. And before we get to this one, if you've not done so yet, make sure you leave a like, make sure you comment, and make sure that subscribe button if you love Giants football. And in basically our first video of the New York Giants offseason, we are going to talk about the New York Giants, Joe Schoen, Brian Daboll's season-ending press conference. There was a lot of, big quotes and big takeaways from today's press conference. And in this video, we're going to break down the big, big juicy stuff, some very important things with this Giants team, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. In this video, I'm going to give out my thoughts and my takeaways from this press conference. So let's hop right into it. Daniel Jones. Joe Schoen wants Daniel Jones back. He wants him back. And, we've seen the reports that they wanted him back in 23 even before this press conference. We even seen a report that ended up coming out as false, that the New York Giants and Daniel Jones were close to an extension. Even Daniel Jones came out and said that it was kind of premature to throw that report out. But in this press conference today, Joe Schoen made it clear, he made it evident that they want Daniel Jones back in 2023. They want him back. And I think Daniel Jones played some good football this year. I really do think he played some good football in 2022, but it's all about the money. It's all about the money. And I think that Daniel Jones is worth, a 2-3 year contract worth $35 million. I'm looking at where all these other quarterbacks are getting. You're going to pay your quarterback if you are re-signing them to an extension. And, they are playing up to the level that Daniel Jones played. I understand that, some people might think that 15 touchdowns and 5 interceptions isn't money where you give out $35-40 million. I understand that. I don't think Daniel Jones is getting 40 plus, but I do think Daniel Jones is deserving of a $30 to $35 million contract. I do think that's where his money will end up being, in that $30-35 million range. And Joe Schoen wanted him back. If you watch the press conference, he said it multiple times that they want Daniel Jones back as the New York Giants quarterback. And Daniel Jones has a great relationship with Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll basically saved this guy's career in New York. He helped save his career. So I want DJ back. If you're new over here, we love us some Daniel Jones. And I think he is going to be back in 2023. I think that deal will get done pretty soon, in my opinion. Joe Schoen basically, slipped out and basically said that he was going to come back in 2023. He even talked about winning a Super Bowl, possibly, with Daniel Jones. So Daniel Jones is going to be back in 2023 if the plans go to plan. All right. But let's transition to Saquon Barkley. A report had came out during the bye week that said Saquon Barkley declined a $12 million annual salary deal extension from the New York Giants per Rav Vacchiano. Now, if that's true, that's, if you are a Saquon guy, I am a Saquon guy, you don't want to hear that, because we already know that the Giants are not going to go out and give Saquon Barkley $16 million a year like Christian McCaffrey. The report said that that's what Saquon Barkley wants. Now, is that true? We will find out. But Saquon Barkley, after the Eagles game, he talked to the media. He was interviewed by the media, and he said that he, doesn't want to reset the running back market. He said his goal, his plan is not to reset the running back market. He came out and said that, the injuries that he's had doesn't help him, get as much money as he wants. And if the report is true that he declined a $12 million deal, or a $12 million, annual salary deal from the New York Giants, I think we're kind of like looking at the end possibly with Saquon Barkley as a New York Giant. And I love Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the league. I do. I love Saquon. But Joe Schoen is coming from, he's coming from a regime in Buffalo where they don't really prioritize, running backs. He's coming from, where they pass the ball. They traded for Stephon Diggs and seeing what happened. Now, right now, they don't look as good. If you know, but he saw that. He saw that they brought in Devin Singletary. They drafted him. But ever since then, they haven't really done much in the running back, in the running back room in Buffalo. And as a New York Giant fan, we're looking at this Giants team. The Giants giving Saquon Barkley $16 million annually wouldn't make any sense. It wouldn't. You have a lot of holes on this roster. You don't have the best offensive line to, so Saquon can be really worth that $16 million. That's exactly what happened to Carolina with Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, you could say he's injury prone. They don't have the best offensive line. And you've seen that running backs don't really generate that much team success in the NFL. They don't. And I love Saquon, but that's the harsh truth. I think Saquon Barkley should get, you know, 12 million to 14 million. 15 million, you're pushing it. That's my max. 15 million is, you know, probably not going to get him back as a New York Giant. So 14 to 12 million is where I'm good at with Saquon Barkley. I want Saquon Barkley to be a New York Giant, but if he is coming out demanding Christian McCaffrey type money, he's not going to be here no more. He's not. And I'm looking at the draft. This running back class is deep. I'm looking at the free agents in this free agency period. The Giants aren't going to throw out a 4-year deal to someone like Josh Jacobs and nothing like that, but I'm looking at these little guys. I'm looking at Samaje Perine from Cincinnati who looked good in Joe Mixon's absence. I'm looking at David Montgomery, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of running backs in this free agency class where you ain't going to have to pay them that much money. You're not. And if the Giants, you know, and Joe Schoen look at this roster and say, hey, we don't have the time, we don't have the resources, we don't really feel like throwing out that much money to Saquon, I am down for that. I am down for that. Saquon Barkley has dealt with injuries, and, you know, we know how the shelf life of running backs is, and I love Saquon. Don't get me wrong. I love him. You know what I'm saying? He's my favorite player in the NFL. But if he is coming out demanding that type of money, I am already, you know, in the mindset physically and mentally that the New York Giants will not be bringing him back if he wants that type of money. So hopefully, you know, the Giants and Saquon are able to, you know, get a contract done where it helps both sides of the ball. And that's basically what Joe Schoen said. He said, you know, positional value is, you know, huge to him. And he says that he would give the deal out to Saquon if it helped the team out also. And I love that. I think Saquon's a team player. I do think he will end up, you know what I'm saying, getting 13 million from the New York Giants. I do think he will be back. But let's say if he's not, if Saquon Barkley's not back as a New York Giant, a tag and trade, it's going to happen. I think a tag and trade is going to happen. And I would think that would be a win-win situation. If you are able to get Saquon Barkley back for the right money, you're getting him back. But if you can't, you're trading him for assets that you can, you know, get more draft picks. And that can even help you fill in more holes on the roster. So that's something to watch out for in free agency. But that's really my main takeaways. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. Joe Schoen came out and said he wants to get something done with Love, you know what I'm saying? Julian Love, who's also a free agent, you know, but he also talked about the division and how the Giants, you know, and the talent gap is wide between them and Philly, which is true. He says that, you know, in order to be a great team, basically, you got to start winning in your own division. And he announced that, you know, he acknowledged that the Giants went 5-1 in their division. So I love that. He said also about the wide receiver, you know, help and stuff like that. That, you know, a wide receiver one wouldn't have really took the Giants to the freaking Super Bowl if they had one this year. And that's true because we have a lot of holes on this roster. But, yeah, that's really it. We're going to be coming out with a lot of videos now. We got so much news to get into, so many things to talk about now after the season. The free agency period is going to be huge for the Giants because they have a multiple of guys that they want to bring back and, you know, all that stuff. Re-signing Dexter Lawrence is something that he said he's going to do. He wants to get that done. A lot of things, the draft, free agency, all that, New York Giants. If you want to have that news right at your display, right at your, you know what I'm saying, at your arsenal, come on, hit the subscribe button and join the channel. But that's really it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you comment. Comment down below your big takeaways, your big, you know what I'm saying, bullet points from Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll's season-ending press conference. But like I said, until then, it's been your boy J Dimes, and I am out. Go Giants! We out, baby.